Hello everyone. I wanted to continue my Legends series. I wanted to post Sir Garfield Sobers today, the West Indian all-rounder, arguably the greatest all-rounder that has played cricket, the greatest cricketer that has played cricket. I mentioned in one of my videos. He was from West Indies, obviously, from Bridgetown, Barbados. He was born 28th of July 1936, and he was a left-handed batsman and a left-handed left-arm bowler as well. He could bowl uh, fast, and he could bowl both types of spin. He could bowl orthodox left-arm spin, and he could also bowl Chinaman spin for a left-armer. So he was extremely multi-talented player. He was a very aggressive batsman as well, and a very high-skilled bowler. And he was an excellent fielder in all positions as well. He's taken more than 100 catches as well, and he could field in any position. He played for Barbados in first class cricket in the West Indies, and he played for South Australia for a couple of seasons as well, and also for Nottinghamshire, that was his county in England. And he played for West Indies from 1954 to 1974, 20 years, and he was captain for almost 7 years as well. His record, I mean, he played 93 test matches, and he scored 8,032 runs at an average of 57.78, and he scored 26 hundreds, and he also took 235 wickets, and he also has more than 100 catches. And the highest score that he scored, 365, was against Pakistan in 1958. Sobers scored 365 not out in 1958, and that was a world record until 1994. That means almost 36 years it was a world record, the highest individual test score innings. And it was obviously broken by Brian Lara when he scored 375 against England in 1994 in Antigua, that famous test innings. Later, just for information, that was broken after many years by Matthew Hayden, but soon after that, Brian Lara again scored a 400 against England, and that is the current world record, 400 runs, highest test individual score. Anyway, Gary Sobers, I mean, he was, even Don Bradman has said at a point that Gary Sobers was the best all-rounder that he has ever seen, that has ever played the game, and he mentioned about his batting, bowling, fielding, everything. A lot of people have said that as well, and he's a very highly respected person around the cricket world. And in 383 first class matches, Gary Sobers has scored more than 28,000 runs, and he has taken more than 1,000 wickets. So you can imagine how good he was. I mean, and trust me, in those days, the first class cricket standards were much higher than today's first class cricket. The yesteryears, especially in Gary Sobers' years, I mean, a lot of people would know in those times in the West Indian teams, even the people that were sitting out of the West Indian team, fast bowlers, could have played in any of the international teams with their pace and bounce. But in those West Indian teams, you couldn't even get a chance. So imagine the quality of the first class cricket at that stage. So in that at that level, I mean, at those times to score 28,000 runs, more than 28,000 runs in 383 matches, and to take more than 1,000 wickets in 383 matches is some achievement. I don't think anyone has done that. I mean, in an all-round performance, that is why he's considered the greatest all-rounder. And batting, he was a very aggressive batsman. I've seen a lot of clippings of Gary Sobers. He was excellent left-handed batsman. And another record that Gary Sobers has, I've seen clippings of that many times in my life as well. I mean, he was the first person to score, hit six sixes in an over. I mean, he did that when he was playing for Nottinghamshire in the county championship against Glamorgan. Malcolm Nash was the unfortunate bowler on that occasion, and Gary Sobers hit him for six sixes. I've seen that clipping many times. It has been done. I mean, Yuvraj Singh hit six sixes of Stuart Broad in that T20 World Cup in South Africa. Herschel Gibbs hit six sixes of the Netherlands bowler in 2007 World Cup. Then Ravi Shastri is the only one who has done it in first class cricket other than Gary Sobers in 1985. Playing for Bombay, Ravi Shastri did hit six sixes in an over in a first class Ranji match. So that is a bit of a record for you of people who have hit six sixes. And Gary Sobers, I mean, as a fielder, he was an excellent, I've mentioned it already in my video a little bit, but I have to say it again. He was a very good fielder at the slips. He's taken a lot of catches at the slips, and he could field in any different positions as well. because there are some fielders who are very great fielders, but they normally have their own one position where they always field. But Sobers was someone who could go around and field at any position. I mean, I would definitely say Ricky Ponting was one of those fielders who could field everywhere. I've seen him in slip, gully, backward point, cover everywhere. Jonty Rhodes, I mean, arguably the greatest fielder that we say. Jonty Rhodes normally always used to hold that backward point area, and normally for mid wicket for some spinners, but that's normally where Jonty Rhodes used to stay. But Ricky Ponting used to stand in all different positions, and I've also heard about Colin Bland. I mean, in many newspaper articles in the old times about his fielding. So that's something about Gary Sobers. He was an excellent golfer as well, Gary Sobers. And in that 2003 World Cup finals, when India lost to Australia, I mean, Tendulkar was the man of the series, scoring plenty of runs in that series. Tendulkar got that Player of the Series award from Sir Garfield Sobers, so that was a very special moment. Every time, players, current players see Sobers, they have that amazing gesture on their gesture, and I mean, they've got that expression on their face, like, you have met the best cricketer that has played cricket. So that is my video about Sir Garfield Sobers. Just to say once more the record, he played 93 test matches, 8,032 runs, 57.78 average, and 235 wickets and 26 hundreds, and at top's higher score of 365 not out, which was the world record for 36 years. So that is no mean achievement by Sir Garfield Sobers. And coming from Barbados as well, I mean, Barbados, Bridgetown was the place where West Indies were unbeaten for many years. I remember from 70 till 95 or 90, around 90 something, almost 20 something years, West Indies were unbeaten at Barbados, Bridgetown, and that's where Mark Taylor's Australia beat them after many years. Even that match in 97 when India were playing in Barbados, India only needed like 120 something to win the test match, and India were bowled out for like 90 runs or so. Ian Bishop was also famously playing in that test match, and Walsh and Ambrose obviously. So West Indies hardly ever lose in Barbados. In the old times, I'm not talking about the current West Indies, the old West Indies. So that is my Legends video for Sir Garfield Sobers. I hope you have enjoyed it. People who have watched cricket in the earlier times, I mean, anyone who has followed cricket quite well in the recent past before will never forget Sir Garfield Sobers. They will have very fond memories of Sir Garfield Sobers, arguably the greatest cricketer, the greatest all-rounder that has ever played cricket, who could bat, bowl, field, and bowling as well. Especially he could bowl, spin. There hasn't been a bowl. I mean, the Andrew Simons, Colin Miller have bowled, spin, and a little bit of medium pace, but Sobers was at a totally different level. He could open the bowling with a new ball, and he could bowl slow left arm spin and Chinaman. So there has never been such a multifaceted cricketer that has played the game. So I'm very happy to give you this video on Sir Garfield Sobers. Anyway, thank you for joining in. Take care. I hope you enjoy it, and God bless you.